What's up guys and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to show you how I beat the endgame mode Fracture Circle in Neverness to Everness while level 50. This is also a video that will show my builds, obviously, because that's the most important part on beating this is the builds. And someone asked me to show my Nanally build on a video on my previous video that popped off, the 200k funds route on Pink Pause Heist. So this will serve as both. I'm going to show you that it's possible to beat the endgame at level 50 already, as well as my builds to do so. And obviously you can adapt the builds and the teams for outside of the endgame mode, because at the end of the day they will work regardless of where you are. Keep in mind that they are not optimized at all. My second team was just whatever I had left on my account. I put it on there to beat the Fracture Circle and it ended up working. So I'm gonna get right into it now. To show it first, on the Ghost Train, like if you don't know the endgame mode that you can fight, this is like the Wuthering Waves, like Tower of Adversity, and it's right here on top, beyond the rails anomaly zone. It's on a train station. To unlock the TP first, you need to come inside the train station, okay? And after you do some missions here, you'll unlock the endgame mode. You have two endgame modes: Fracture Circle, which is basically like the non-limited time one, the one that will be the same regardless of the season, and the Prime Circle one, which as you can see it's 30 days, but obviously this one is too hard to do yet. I can probably do some floors, but as you can see the levels are already super exaggerated. Level 65, level 67, and level 65 boss. So the levels in the Prime Circle are already exaggerated, and this is only the first floor, so I can probably do up to like floor 2 or 3 with full stars and then nothing else. So I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna show you what I did on Fracture Circle. First of all, I want to show you the teams that I used and the upgrades that I used and in which floors. So starting with the first station, this is super simple because it's level 43, and I remember I did this at like level 30 or 20 or something. So I used this team, so it was what I had at 10 at the time. So Zero, Sakiri, Adler, and Mint. This was the team I had at the time. It was level 30, I can see from Mint kinda. They were level 30 at the time of doing this, and this floor is kinda easy because you can just stack this passive on 0 and it will defeat the enemies. It's also only one wave, so it was kinda simple, okay? On floor 2, I used the same team, and once again no upgrades, and it was the same basis. The enemies here are already level 46, but they were weak to Cosmos, so it was fine. On the third stop, this is when I start changing my team because I unlocked Nanally, and with Nanally team I started doing Sakiri, Adler, Zero, and Nanally. So basically Nanally instead of Mint. Nanally he now was working as my main DPS while Zero was my sub DPS. The mob weakness is also good for Zero and both Sakiri and Adler, even though they were supports. So this floor didn't give me much trouble. Once again, level 49 enemies, kinda simple, no upgrades needed, okay? On the fourth stop, same team running, and this is when they start being more level than you, so they are level 52, but it was simple because it was 2 waves, if I'm not mistaken, of Rainman, so it's kinda okay to do it. Especially if you have Nanally, then it was super simple, okay? Going onwards to the 5th floor, this is like a level 55 and level 45 2-wave cycle, and I once again used the same team with no upgrades. Now is when the real endgame mode begins, because up until 5th floor you can just wing it, okay? From 6th floor onwards you need 2 teams, and that's the hard part for most players. But as you can see, like I have these 2 teams, and this one is kinda like whatever I had on my account left from not using on the first team. And keep in mind that I didn't pull anything with premium currency. This is all from what the game gave us. The SSR selector I used on Jiuyuan and the Sakiri, and I got Daffodill from the normal pulls that you can get in the game. I got Nanally from the pulls that you're gonna get in the game as well, and you get Chiz from the City Tycoon level, okay? So I didn't use anything else. You can do this as well yourself for as a free to play, and I'll show you level 6. Basically it's 2 Rainman waves and 1 boss, which is Manish, the film guy. Honestly, this at the start gave me a bit of trouble because I did it at level 40 initially, and I didn't have enough damage, so I used some upgrades and then I had to remake it. But you can do this with no upgrades as long as you have like enough damage, honestly. It's and I'm gonna show you as well how you guys can upgrade your damage later. On the 7th stop I use the same teams, and now it's like literally the same teams on every single stop, but what changes is the upgrades. On the 7th stop I started using upgrades, so I use the team damage plus 20% on the 7th stop on my second team. And keep in mind that the upgrades will mostly be on the second team because they are the ones needing it the most, since the only reactions that they make is Daffodill with Sakiri and Adler, but Chiz, which is supposed to be the main DPS, makes no reactions happen, so you need the upgrades on them, okay? Meanwhile, this team is a Blossom team, and they can very much carry like easily because Nanally, Jiuyuan, Zero, and Haniel have insane synergy together, okay? On the 8th stop, I used the Fury Mark on the in-range game. Okay, basically I used this upgrade, I don't know, Core Lock. I was not reading English for sure. I used Core Lock as my upgrade on the 8th floor, once again on the second team, to beat Octopus, which is a boss as well. The first floor, once again, as long as you have Jiuyuan, it's kind of easy because you can just group Jiuyuan is probably one of the best grouping characters in the game, because with her, what you do is basically like you want to do this with 0. So I'm going to exemplify. You want to use the redirect skill with 0, swap into Jiuyuan because you're going to be fully charged and you're going to activate Blossom. Swap into Jiuyuan and use her redirect skill as well, and you're going to group all the mobs. And if you have fully charged as well, you can go back to 0, then Nanally, then spam Nanally EQ and R, and then go back to 0 and Nanally again, and just pop maximum blossoms in the ground and just damage them with Nanally, okay? And before you do all this, obviously just start with Haniel, redirect skill ultimate to get some extra damage. But moving on. On the 9th stop, I had to use my legendary trait as well, Omnidirectional Vortex. It summons basically a black hole that lasts for 30 seconds, and every 3 seconds it deals 5000 fixed chaos damage. It's super strong, honestly, and I could have probably used that on the last floor, but the boss monster on the last floor is moving too much, so this was not good on him, since it's Morphix and he's flying around and jumping and dashing, so I recommend you not use this one on the last floor, even though it's super good, okay? And once again, my first team had no upgrades. The enemy levels are 63, 2 waves, and then level 63 boss, 2nd floor, okay? And finally, on the terminal station level 10, Fracture Circle, I used the upgrades on both teams. Crit damage on the first one to boost Nanally damage, because Nanally is basically crit rate, crit damage character. So if you have crit damage on her, you're gonna do a lot of damage, and I used crit damage here to boost her. And then I also used team attack by 20% on my second team to help defeat the Morphix boss. As you can see, he's level 65, and he only has weakness to Chiz from my second team. And as I've said, she doesn't make any reaction happen with the other characters, which is kind of scuffed. But thanks to Daffodill score and Sakiri damage boost, I managed to complete the floor with some time remaining, around like 5 seconds, to get the 3 stars. Now moving on to what really matters, I'm going to show you guys the builds, how to improve your damage, and how you can beat the floors. The first thing you want to do, and I'm not sure if this works, is eat some food while you're in there. I didn't try this as I completely forgot about it. I only remembered after starting the video. But if you eat some food, it's probably gonna make your life a lot easier. As I've said in the video beating the level 99 secret boss, food like can really change the way you damage the mobs, and in a good way, okay? The second thing you want to do is go to the witch house right here. So I'm gonna go there. So if you guys come to the witch house right here in the minimap, so if you don't know where it is, it's right here. You can actually get the daily buff from her. If you speak to her and you go to fortune reading, you can get a daily buff. I've gotten crit damage 20% like 2 times, and today I got 15% damage boost, which helped me massively, honestly. 15% damage boost was insane. Yeah, I can show you. Damage plus 15%. I'm not sure if this counts inside of the fracture circle, but I'm assuming so, because I completed it after getting that the damage boost, okay? And now, finally, I'm gonna go into the build and show you guys character by character how I built my characters to be able to beat it, okay? Guys, just quickly before I show you the builds and everything else, I would appreciate it a lot if you can subscribe to my channel. It will help me grow massively. A lot of people have been watching the videos, but they haven't been subscribing, even though they have been commenting and liking and everything. And honestly, I appreciate it a lot. I swear I do. But if you subscribe as well, it's one click away, and it will help me grow massively, and it will help me bring even better content, obviously, because it will motivate me a lot. So yeah, sorry for taking up your time, and onto the video. And if you guys are wondering why you would want to beat that as early as now, because Authority is coming out in around 1 week or so, maybe even less now, and if you complete the floors with full 3 stars until the end, you will get 10 extra pulls to use on Authority if you're planning to pull, okay? So the first thing I want to show you is Nanally is obviously level 50, and these are her stats. Nothing crazy, to be honest. She has 14k HP, 1.3k attack, 71 crit rate with 76 crit damage, and 34.20 universal damage bonus. And if I'm not mistaken, she probably has some anima damage bonus as well. Yeah, she has 10% damage bonus on anima as well, so that makes like 44.20% damage bonus. She's on her signature, ready as well, level 50, but mixing T1. And I'm using Fireflies in the Forest on the console. It's her best in slot. It could have been legendary. I've been trying to farm for a legendary one, as you can see, but not going very well. But I'm using this one, which is level 20, and it's giving 24 crit rate, universal damage 8 more crit rate, 800 HP, and 10% attack. Then on the modules, I'm using the modules needed to activate the Fireflies in the Forest, and then some more, whatever. I just auto-equip whenever I know that I have the needed ones, and then I go like and see if the substats are worth it. So on Nanally, I'm getting damage, attack, and crit damage. That's what I'm going for, okay? As you can see, I'm gonna just skim through them, otherwise the video will be 2 hours long. This is what I'm using on Nanally. She's obviously not awakened, and as per ability, I maxed them out to level 4, which is the maximum you can at level 50 character, okay? Moving on to Jiuyuan. she's also level 50. This is what her stats look like. She's acting as kind of a grouper sub DPS-ish, so she's just there basically to group mobs and create reactions with 0, so she doesn't need to be super good. Her arc is Reality Refugee and it's not even level 50. This is her best in slot and it's level 40, okay? If I upgrade to level 50, it would be easier, obviously. Then I'm using Fireflies in the Forest on her as well. I'm not sure if it's her best in slot, but it's what I'm running. The modules I'm running these ones, so I'm gonna skim through them again. I'm focusing on cycle intensity on her, by the way. If you haven't noticed, almost all of them have cycle intensity because I want her to create reactions with 0 as fast as possible, okay? She's not awakened. Esper ability, once again, level 4, max you can get. And don't forget to activate this thing on your support skills, this little slot here. It will help you massively, okay guys? Always activate it on every single character. On 0, level 50, this is what his stats look like. Honestly, he has 150% the crit damage, but he only has 9% crit rate, so it's 1 in 10 times he crits, but when he crits, it's a massive damage, okay? He has 18% universal damage boost, he has 123 charge efficiency because I want him to be able to create reactions for both Nanally and Jiuyuan, so he needs to be able to efficiently charge up, okay? Then on the arc he's running his Day Off, which is his kind of signature as well, and he can get this arc for free. I've made a video on the channel about it. It's level 50. On the console I'm running is Lost Radiance, not his best in slot, but I have it full legendary, which you can also get from completing the missions that the game gives you. So that's why I'm running it. It's full legendary. It didn't make sense for me to run anything else. Then on the modules, once again I'm trying to focus a bit on cycle intensity. You don't need a lot on the modules though, because his signature already gives charge efficiency 23 for the ultimate, I think, and it also goes for the reactions. He's A3, and I used the A2 on the first slot, A3 on the second slot, and A4 on the third slot, okay? As per ability, they're all level 5, because you can level them up one more time than the normal characters, and that's it. And then Haniel, which is the support of this team, she's here to buff, basically. This is what her stats look like. I didn't invest basically anything into her. Her arc is Blow Up the Crowd. It's her best in slot, level 40. And she's running Speedy Hedgehog, fully purple, level 0 on almost everything. Only two modules level 20 because I just had them left over, okay? If you build her, you want to get her attack though, because she will give more damage boost based on her attack, okay? Then she's A3, and I'm using A2, A6, and A5. And the rest abilities are all level 2, and I only upgraded this one because this one will make the difference, okay? Then moving on to our next team, Chiz. Chiz obviously is level 50. This is what her stats look like. Once again, 9% crit rate with 150 crit damage. Our arc is Contemplative Cat, which is her signature, and also, once more, you can get this signature for free from the City Tycoon levels. And to fully make use of it, you want to have at least 1 million funds on your account, okay? And I have like 3 million or 2 million, so I'm making full use of this 10 stacks, which will increase my Cosmos damage by 25%. Then on the console, I'm running, once again, Lost Radiance. It's her best in slot. I could have even swapped the Zeros once, and it would make sense because I need Chiz to do more damage than Zero, but I just didn't. I didn't even remember that. She's running a full, basically legendary modules though, and here I tried to get some crit damage, honestly, because that's what I went for. I should have gotten a bit more crit rate as well, but I didn't have enough pieces on legendary, okay? She's A1, because you can get, once again, you can get her A6 from the City Tycoon level. She's A1, I'm using the A2 because it will grant me 10% of the current grain as interest per second while she's in the surplus state, which is basically her ultimate state, and it will make getting big damage numbers with her easier. Her Esper ability is obviously all level 4 once again, and upgraded this one. Then moving on to our sub DPS of this team, Daffodill. And Daffodill is looking like this. She's barely built, but she still does some good work. She's on Youthful Fantasy, which is her best in slot. It's level 50 as well. And she's on Diablo set, her best in slot. I don't have a legendary one, so I'm running a purple cartridge and fully legendary modules. Here I tried going for a bit of cycle intensity to get their reactions going, because it's the same thought process as before. Daffodill wants to create reactions for both Sakiri and Adler, so I need her to be able to charge up faster than most characters, okay? Then she's A0, and as per abilities, all maxed out as from what is possible. Moving on to Sakiri, she's level 50, she's basically the buffer together with Adler of this team. She buffs more, and Adler is more of a survival character, but they both act kind of the same. Sakiri does buff based on her attack, so you want to build attack on her. She has Good Boys Grand Adventure on her, level 50, which is her signature, and you can get this for free. Then on the console, she's running Speedy Hedgehog to increase allies' attacks by 15% after casting ultimate together with other already effects, and you want to try to build a tech on her basically. So that's why I upgraded this cartridge. 30% attack boost is massive. Then on the modules, she's barely upgraded because I'm just putting whatever was left on her, okay? But I tried to upgrade the ones with cycle intensity. So as you can see, cycle intensity. So that's why I chose to upgrade these ones to try to get more reactions with the Daffodill out of her. She is A0 and as per ability, as per usual, maxed out from what is possible. Then moving on to our last character, Adler. He's level 40, I didn't even bother to ascend him, and the arc is running his Eternal Watts on level 30. This is not even his best arc. If you want to maximize him, you should run Umbrella on T5 because it will basically give more shields to your team. Personally, I wanted more the mental damage because I was lacking a bit of damage and those extra seconds would make the difference, so I'm running Eternal Watts on him. Could also try Camellia Society, but I went for Eternal Watts. Then on the console I'm running Twin Butterflies, basically to increase his attack when they take incantation damage from your team. And it's basically like the effect remains active when the character is off field, so that's why I'm running it. I honestly had the Twin Butterflies cartridge legendary, so I put it on him. It's still level 0 though, could have upgraded it for a cycle intensity 60, which is super massive. Then on the modules he's running everything plus 0. I didn't even bother upgrade them because I know the Adler was not on field a lot of times, so it didn't make sense for me to allocate my resources there, okay? He's currently A5 though, that's a big jump, so I have every single one besides A4 active, and as per ability are all level 2 except support skill, it's level 1, and I activated the Temperance support skill slot. This is what the teams look like. This is what the builds look like as well. I hope this is enough to help you guys understand how the damage in this game works. It's a lot based around reactions and just getting buffs overall. If you can get good reactions, then you're gonna basically farm a lot more faster than other players, because reactions in this game do a lot of damage, especially if you have a team built around it. So my first team was fully built around the Blossom reactions, and that's why I'm able to clear easily. And my second team is I'm trying to get the cycle intensity to basically build it around Daffodill reactions, and then Chiz is there because Chiz is kind of a selfish DPS, so Chiz is kind of there to just basically do the damage when the other characters are on cooldown. I recommend you do the character tutorials as well, because there's a lot of mechanics that it will explain to you that I can't explain to you in this short amount of time. If you want a more in-depth tutorial of the rotations, etc., I can do one, but I just recommend you do the tutorial on the characters, to be honest, in the game. If you go here, go to Exploration Guide, here, and you have character tutorials for the characters you unlock, I recommend you do them because they will explain it to you, some mechanics that the game might not be very clear on, okay? I will now show you the footage of me beating the level 10 with 3 stars. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for the support.